Today I'm talking about meal prep or preparing your own food. Not meal prep in the sense of like, you know, planning out and pre-portioning and that type of meal prep. Not at all. I'm talking about preparing meals for yourself. So being in the kitchen and cooking and like plating up, portioning out food for yourself. Like sometimes people ask, I don't even know what a normal amount of food is, or I don't even like know how to make things to make them taste good because this is just how I've done it for so many years. And so I encourage them to do a couple of things. One, there's a couple different approaches you can take to this that like maybe we're basically trying to get inside of your head and get you to change your actions. So one thing I did in my recovery was I would kind of have this like out of body experience where I like got outside of my mind and body, separated myself from the eating disorder, pretended like I was a normal person for a minute without an eating disorder. I hate the word normal, but you know what I mean, like a healthy relationship with food. And I said, okay, I'm gonna make myself a sandwich. And I would do that just like it truly felt like an out of body experience. Like I am doing this. Okay, I'm making okay, and I just go through the steps and then okay, I'm just gonna take a bite. Okay, and then I'm just gonna take another bite. Okay, I'm just gonna take another bite. Rather than you jump from like, oh, I have to eat a sandwich to, oh my gosh, there's no way I'm gonna be able to make a huge sandwich like that and eat the whole thing. There's no way. So you kind of like set yourself up to believe that you already can't, instead of just like, I am a human being who can walk into the kitchen and start making a sandwich and make it how I want it. And so that, because I almost didn't remember, like, I didn't even ask myself how I wanted things when I was cooking or preparing something, because it was just, this is what's allowed. Like, these are the rules I follow and these are the things I'm allowed to eat. So I never asked myself. And so when you are preparing a meal or you're serving up something to eat, what I started doing was, how do I make my husband's plate? Like if I serve up my husband, how do I make his plate? Or if he's serving himself, I would watch, like, how does he, like, he just freely puts sauce on that pasta and like throws cheese on it. And I don't mean compare quantity, like absolutely not. But I'm saying, like, how would a person who truly wants to enjoy the flavor of food, how would they make it? So, or I would think, if I worked in a restaurant and I was a chef, I would never serve the food I'm eating. Like, never. Nobody would eat the food that I was eating for so many years. They would think it's disgusting. In fact, oftentimes I would, like, my husband would be like, how can you eat that every day or whatever? Like, you eat the same thing every day. Do you get sick of it? I'd be like, no, it's seriously so good. I was fooling myself because that's all I ate. Those were my options. I know it's really good. Seriously, try it. And he'd take a bite. And he's like, that's literally disgusting. Because, like, to somebody who's eating normal, delicious food, these eating disorder safe foods are not good. However, you can fool yourself into thinking that, yeah, I could totally live off this forever. Like, I genuinely love what I eat. I don't want to change any of it, or I don't want to stop eating it and just start eating fear foods. But I promise, as you start eating those fear foods, these safe foods, like, I can't even look at or take a bite of most of the safe foods that I ate when I was sick for so many years. Even vegetables, when I first started recovery, I couldn't even, they made me nauseated. Now that I'm recovered, I can eat them, but nothing like the quantity that I was eating before. And so just kind of sometimes it's hard to know, like, I don't even really know like what I like or how to make something good. So you can either kind of have that out of body experience, step out, remove yourself from your eating disorder. How would you make this? You can pretend like you are making it for a friend, someone you love. How would you make a meal for someone you love? Of course you'd want it to taste good. How come why are you any different? You're not. You deserve to enjoy really good food just like everybody else does. And 3, you can pretend like, all right, I'm working at a restaurant, and if I served up any of the safe food I'm eating, I would be fired within an hour. Nobody would eat this food. They'd throw it back in the kitchen and say, no way. So try to use those tips and like that way of thinking when you're serving yourself food, or when you're thinking like, what do I want to eat? Or you're thinking like, how will I prepare this? You're no different. It's not other people's food and your food. You're no different than those people you see in the store freely grabbing things that they want to eat, and white bread and yummy sugar cereals and ice cream. And you deserve that, and you are worthy of that, and you can absolutely eat all of those things. So even if you're grocery shopping, have that out of body experience. I'm just shopping up down the aisle, picking things as if I was a normal person. So when you start acting, again, I have to keep saying, when I say normal, I mean normal for you, like without your eating disorder. So when you're kind of like looking around, if I didn't have my eating disorder, would I get that? Of course I would. Yeah, I'm gonna get it. If I didn't have my eating disorder, would I actually eat this? Of course I would. I'm gonna eat it. So starting to act like you don't have your eating disorder will kind of help you to fall into that role. So hopefully some of those tips will help you as you are kind of working your way through trying to find foods that are enjoyable and serving them up yourself, preparing them and serving them and eating them, and help you to give you that permission to know that like you are worthy and absolutely can have any of this food that you have been watching people for years eat and wish that you could. So hope that helps.